From the Allen Media Worldwide Headquarters Studios, high atop 2 Turtle Creek, this is Deconstructing Dallas. Greetings, everyone. This is your host, Ryan Trimble, joined today, once again, by a man who always endorses a good farm-to-table meal. He is Sean Williams. Sean, good day, sir.
Good day to you, Ryan Trimble. Yes, we definitely had a good farm-to-table meal. We had a Allen Media field trip our public affairs team did yesterday that ended up at one of my favorite spots in town at Bonton Farms.
It was great. So nutrient-dense, so fresh. I had a delicious fried green tomato sandwich. And the lovely hostess at the counter said, go ahead and throw on some avocado on that. You won't be disappointed. And Sean went crazy. He was doing it for the gram.
I did do it for the gram. I had fried catfish. It was supposed to be fried catfish and greens, collard greens, but they said that a big group had come through and wiped out all the collard greens on Saturday, which definitely kind of broke my heart. However,
I thought you were going to break down.
I did. I did. I literally broke down at the counter.
You had to brace yourself.
I did. But, I pivoted to the grits, and wonderful choice. It was delicious. Everything we had was delicious. And then it was cool because while we were waiting, I went over to the new coffee shop, which I hadn't been to yet, and purchased a couple of desserts that I could not pronounce.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Yeah, it was like a chocolate chip muffin,
some sort of muffin scone type creation.
But also for appetizers, we had those chips. They were like crunchy kettle chips with rosemary and garlic.
Yeah, never had those flavors together,
I've never even heard of those flavors together.
Yeah,
but it was totally delicious. We ate at least a bag and a half.
Definitely almost 2 bags
of potato chips before we even got our meal.
Man, I mean, just a great experience. As always, it's a great place to dine. It's a cool place. I'm going to take the kids down there. Check it out. I know Tabitha's going to love rooting around in the root vegetables.
The breakfast is amazing there. The French toast is great. I like, even right now, I'm thinking about hitting pause because we could get there probably in about 10 minutes. Go down, get some French toast, come back and just start back. Yeah. But I will hold off on that. But Darren Babcock has done an amazing job with Bonton Farms. They've also opened the market there next door, and it is a great place to go. Even, he's helped to revitalize the Bonton area. There's a lot of interest in making sure that neighborhood is going up, moving up. The needle's pointed up there, and I think that it is. And Darren, along with a lot of other hardworking members of the community there, are helping to get the community going.
Yeah, it was a great experience. It's beautiful. I mean, the neighborhood's great. Got a lot of, there's some Habitat homes down there. Nice, nice, clean. Everybody's, taking care of the neighborhood. It's a great looking area. And literally, you jump on 175 just south of downtown, and you are there.
It's so close to where we are right now. And I think because of the way our city is built, and a lot of that does have to do with the river, but even how the highways are gridded and things like that, it always feels a lot further than it is to go from one place to the next. But it took us no time to get back after our field trip ended at that Bonton Farm. So we would, anyone who has not gone down, at one point in time, you really just had the farm to go look at, and which is amazing in and of itself. But now that they've got the restaurant, they've got the market, they've got the coffee shop, it really and it's great because a lot of people do take meetings there, and it's a great place to meet someone, meet a client, meet a friend, just meet anybody down there.
Yeah, great place. So I will definitely be back. Heck, I may go this weekend, take the family down there. So we went on another field trip, Sean, to see one of our a supporter and friend of the show, a young woman who was at our first happy hour, which it's on me to get our second happy hour scheduled for this spring, but stay tuned on that, listeners. We'll be back with you on that. Sean and I went down to Deep Ellum, which is an area of town that's just...
It's booming.
Can I say popping off?
It's booming. I mean, I drove by Punch Bowl Social, which I really want to go to. I have not yet, but it is there is a lot of action in Deep Ellum, and I'm looking forward to making, to seeing more places. I have not visited enough new venues, but we did get to see a cool space when we interviewed Mari Pohlman.
That's right. Mari Pohlman, local artist and muralist. She has such a cool story. She is a fellow New Mexican. I
did not know that. Did you know that? When did you find it out?
I learned that recently. So, backstory, Mari and I met. She did a mural for the Walmart Tech Center up in Plano. There's multiple tech centers. Walmart has one in Plano. Sam's Club has one in the West End. And then, of course, we have the cashierless Sam's Club now over on Lower Greenville. And so there's a lot of back-end tech support going on. But Mari did a really cool mural up at the Tech Center, had a Sam Walton quote, had a fun Dallas skyline, and she included the little King airplane in her painting that Sam Walton used to fly over, and it was a neat kind of Easter egg. But they've created stickers of this airplane. The Tech Center has, so I need to get my hands on one.
I need one too, because I did get a Mari Pohlman sticker, but I'm collecting stickers for my vinyl collection. So hook me up.
Yeah, so we need to get up there and get one. But so I got to meet Mari there and have seen a lot of her work. Most people that live and work in Dallas have probably seen her work. She's painted the steps at Mockingbird Station. It's a really cool effort. The underpass here at Blackburn, she did some work for the Uptown Association, Uptown Inc. Yeah, the fortune cookies. The best days of your life are still ahead of you, or yet to be lived, Sean. And then the lucky numbers, which I haven't played yet.
Maybe we should look into that.
Yeah, exactly. And so Mari is just a cool, a cool gal, and we are so excited to get into the interview with her today. Let's jump into our interview with the great Mari Pohlman. This is Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Sean Williams. Stick with us.
.2020 is happening, whether we like it or not. We're talking Texas. We're talking politics. We're talking Y'all-itics. A brand new podcast from WFAA. Download it today, wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back, Deconstructing Dallas. Ryan Trimble, Sean Williams. Sean, I'm super fired up today. We are in the studio of a local muralist, a friend of the show. She, of course, is Mari Pohlman. Mari, bienvenidos.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, Mari, you came to our happy hour several years ago, and you and I met because you did a mural for the Walmart Tech Hub up in Plano. But tell us about yourself. Tell us where you're from. I recently learned that we share the home state, the land of enchantment, New Mexico. So tell us about yourself.
Man, well, thanks for the intro. So I'm Mari Pohlman. I am a local muralist. I've been painting murals professionally for 2 years now. Before that, I was working in the corporate world. I worked for 6 years doing accounting. I was an auditor, a CPA. Then I went to technology consulting and did that for 3 years. So that's my background as far as where I come from. You know, my hometown is in New Mexico, in Portales. I grew up on a ranch next to my grandparents, and we had cattle, and my family ran a hardware store in town. So my dad got moved to Dallas in 1999 to start a new opportunity with technology. So he was also a CPA and had that background. So that was what brought us to Dallas. And it's just been a great home for our family. And then, I went away for a little while for school, but ended up this has been my home base. And the longer I've been here, I've realized how much easier it is to get connected here and how much community and culture we do have. So it's been fun for me to get a little more involved with the city with my art as well.
So, Ryan and I, we both went to school. We started working, and we're kind of doing similar stuff to but you started working, and then you flipped to being a muralist. And so I'm interested in knowing, when did you realize that you had this talent? And then, what was like the process like of making that talent come to life?
Yeah, so I've always known that I had some sort of art skills. Like when I was growing up with my family, if we were playing Pictionary, I would be pretty good at it, And I was always doing weird little projects like crafts growing up. So creativity was something that was really nurtured in my family. My mom was a teacher, so I feel like I got a lot of growth back then. But then as I got older, I was very academic, and I wanted to follow what I considered a very practical path, which was becoming a CPA like my dad was, and then trying to set myself up for a successful life. And some of the things I was interested in, like art or psychology, were just more like hobbies, because I just couldn't really see a path that was practical for making a living like that. And so then, I got into the whole corporate career with Ernst & Young was where I worked, and just the hours that we would work and how devoted you have to be, and kind of took that away from it. And then, did the consulting and took a lot of professional services experience away from that. But I was also just going, okay, like what's the value behind all of this? Is this really something I want to spend my life doing? So I didn't really know that art was ever going to be the solution to my career questions. I actually considered going back to school and studying psychology and just kind of starting over. But a friend just said, hey, you should probably just take a vacation. So I ended up just taking a vacation and quitting my job. So it ended up becoming a very
That is a vacation. That is a real vacation.
It ended up becoming a very long-term, indefinite sabbatical, as I called it. And I just bought a one-way ticket to Hong Kong and started traveling by myself, and spent some time kind of exploring, like, what is it that I really want to do. And it was only about 4 months in that I even started doing anything art-related on that trip. And then just kind of developing that through my traveling and doing lots of different portraits of people or architecture or all of that. So just really exploring my creativity and then realizing at the end of that, like, wow, I think this might be the path. And realizing that Dallas would be the place to come back to after 9 months and really try to launch a new business. So, and we can get into how that all worked out when I came back to Dallas, but that was really the origin of my art story, really.
Wow. I mean, that is so cool. I'd like to go on a sabbatical right now, Sean.
I can probably guess the first 2 or 3 places you could go.
Yeah, you
but
could.
We'll save that for later.
Yeah, so let's get into it. You get back to Dallas, and then what was your first project? How did you get into it?
My first project was working for the Common Desk.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is right next.
I actually live in a building attached to it even now, so they've always been my really good friends. I worked out of there for about 5 years when I was doing the consulting, so I just really got to know their team, and they were close friends of mine. And I came back from my traveling and just said, can I give a presentation of what I've been up to for the past 9 months? And just kind of, showed my website and gave out some cards to various people at the Deep Ellum location. And Nick Clark, the owner, happened to be there, and he goes, let's get you doing a mural. Just kind of like Nick is. It was very he put a lot of trust, and he just kind of went for it. And so I ended up doing a mural for something called Deck the Hall Street, which was a Christmas pop-up coffee shop inside Fiction Coffee. So it was a brand new idea. They'd never done it before, and I just came up with a design and we went for it. It was a big red wall, and it got Instagrammed a ton. And I mean, I just kind of went for it. I didn't have all the professional knowledge I have now. It was just one of those, like, you get the opportunity and you need to make it happen sort of thing. So, and then